Vicki, and today I'm actually going to share a very personal story. I was robbed and assaulted less than a week ago, and I had made a posting on social media in terms of what happened to me and how I've been able to cope and heal with the aftermath of all that had transpired. And there have been like hundreds of people that have reached out to me asking me how I'm able to see what has happened through the lens of love and to remain optimistic and to really focus on the beauty of humanity rather than the evilness of humanity through all of this. And so I wanted to create a video series where I essentially share with you, the transformation journey that I had been on throughout the past couple of years and what has actually brought me to this point where I am able to live differently and to really use the tools and just really my mental state, my, where I'm at in life so that I can actually see all that has happened in a very different light rather than, living in anger, self-pity, and, feeling like a victim rather than a victor. So, a couple of days ago, less than a week ago, I had gotten off the train. I live in a very, very safe town. And I went for a walk in a beautiful park that has all of these holiday lights. I was listening to music and just kind of like getting my steps in and walking briskly. And as I was walking in the park, and mind you, I wasn't there alone. There were definitely other dog walkers. There was a dad with his son. I was kind of petting the dogs and talking to the young kids. So enjoying myself, getting the fresh air. And as I kind of was turning around a bend, two young men approached me from behind. One actually grabbed me from on my back and on my head. He was holding me, while the other one, I was wearing a purse across my shoulder. He grabbed the bag, ripped it off of me, and grabbed the phone out of my hand, and he ran off. And the other one who was holding me took me and threw me to the ground very violently. I lost teeth, and as you can see, I have all of these bruises. The bruises were a lot more severe, and they ran off. I was wearing sneakers, and little do they know, I am a very petite person in size, but I am a runner, and I can't say that I'm a hero or I am brave. Trust me, I'm not. But something in me told me that I just needed to run and that they can't get away they can't get away with what they had done. And so I jumped up and I actually started running after my perpetrators. I started sprinting and screaming at them that they had my stuff. And I just felt the injustice of the entire situation. And so I started running after them. And as I came out of the park, there was a policeman there standing who was taking a phone call, but he was actually an off-duty cop from a completely different county. He just happened to be in town having dinner. And just at the moment as I was running out of the park, he had received a phone call. And so he was standing outside the park talking to someone on the phone when he saw me bleeding profusely on my teeth. Like, the whole situation was really quite gross. And I started yelling to him that we needed to run after my perpetrators because I was actually getting close to catching them. And he told me, he said, "Ma'am, you need to sit down." And I was kind of refusing to listen to him, but he kept telling me how I needed to sit down and that he was a cop, and he actually luckily was able to page in our amazing police department, and the police department knew exactly where to go, knew exactly how to find them, and they found them within, I want to say, maybe a minute or two on the very street where I was chasing them, and they caught the perpetrators. And the interesting thing about these perpetrators is that I didn't know this, but they had been a menace to society here in town for some time. They were a known quantity, but they just haven't been able to catch them with a crime that was egregious enough. So anyways, as I sat there, it was, so many different emotions had been going through me. And so many people have said to me, I can't believe you did that. You're such a hero. And genuinely, like, honestly, I am not that person. I don't think of myself as a hero. I just think of myself as crazy enough to jump up and to run and to have the mental capacity at that moment to chase and to know that this injustice has happened to me. I don't recommend this to anybody. Trust me, that was not the safest choice in the moment, but it was adrenaline that had kicked in. And so in this video series, I am going to share with you kind of what had happened to me, you know, as I was taken over to the hospital. And in the hospital, I was asked to stay over, and, you know, all that I had gone through. And, you know, the interesting thing is that everyone has been approaching me saying, you have such amazing energy. And the thing is that there's not really nothing, I don't think of myself as special in any way. In fact, you know, my transformation journey in the past couple of years has been where, you know, I always thought of myself as this shy little girl, you know, who lacked confidence, who didn't see myself for who I was on the inside. I never saw any bigness to me. I always saw smallness to me. And, you know, I've been kind of talking a lot about authenticity and, you know, what all that means. And so in this series, I'm actually going to step up and I'm going to be very authentic. And what I'm finding is that when I speak my truth, other people are able to make their truth be heard. And it helps them have the courage to speak about the challenges that they're facing. And I guess if there's one thing that I would impart on anybody is that, you know, whatever it is that you're feeling, you're not alone. We're all having this human experience. And if you feel small, if you feel like you're shy, or if you don't have confidence, if you struggle with anxiety, if you struggle with sadness, with loneliness, not aloneness, but loneliness, those are different things. If those are things that you struggle with, just know that you're not alone and that there is a path towards overcoming these challenges. And in the next couple of videos, I'm going to kind of talk about my journey, how I've gotten to the place that I've gotten to, and what's kind of helping me truly heal and get through all of this. So I'm actually going to talk about, you know, the power of forgiveness, the power of gratitude in all of this. Also, the transformation that you can go through, even when you have all of these internal demons or challenges that you're living with. And my hope is that I can inspire you in any way, small or big, to really go inward, to find your light. You're so much bigger than you can ever imagine. Trust me, you're so much bigger and brighter and amazing that you can find, that you can ever imagine. So stay tuned. If you like what you hear, you can subscribe. I'm going to start my YouTube channel, where I'm going to be sharing about all my different lessons and, you know, coping mechanisms to kind of get through what we're all going through as a human experience. So in the next video, I'm actually going to talk about the power of forgiveness, because that came through very strongly for me when I was in the hospital. And that was, I think, a huge part of me being able to get through you know, everything that I'm getting through. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.